Hi guys, back with me again, Sally. So as you can probably tell by the title, I'm gonna share you a bit of tips and tricks on how I get band 8.5 for my IELTS speaking. This is not the overall band, but this is the band for my speaking. So I'm gonna share you my honest experience and my own personal tips and tricks on how I got it, because I know I used to be suck at speaking. So just a little bit of story. When I was in primary school, I hated English, and then I thought it wasn't important at all just because the teacher was not that nice to me. And then when I started going to junior high school or secondary school, you may say, I started to like it a bit just because the teacher was super nice. But still, I couldn't really speak, until I was in high school. So it's pretty recent, only like a few years, that I am able to speak like this. Like last time, I was so bad at it. I didn't have that confidence to speak in front of people, and I just didn't like English. So keep on watching. So before we start, click on the subscribe button below if you haven't, cause why not? That will be so cool if you do subscribe to my channel, and you'll find more information, and it's free. It makes me happy. Subscribe and bell button below. So let's just get on to the video. So the first tip that I'm gonna tell you guys is to get used to English. This is so basic. You have to know how good your English is, how you really understand it in general. Is speaking more like a natural thing for you to do, or is it hard for you to speak just because probably you have to translate things on your mind then only you speak, or it's just confusing for you how to use the right grammar for you to be able to speak. Just try to figure out why you can't be able to speak well, and once you know, you can improve from there. So my tips on getting used to English is actually to be surrounded by English. Just try to watch as much movies, read as much books, write if you like writing in English obviously, and also listening to music in English. This is pretty basics. It's actually for everything. It helps you a lot in terms of how you're supposed to speak, you know what I mean? And it will be different if you try to speak in the not natural way, without all the slangs and the, casual talk and stuff like that. Just imagine you try to speak your own language in a weird way because you follow everything, and then you're not exposed to the real language, you know what I mean? And that's why you have to get exposed to the real English first and get used to it. And if you have the feeling, you understand, when this guy speaks it means this, when this person speaks this it means this, once you get comfortable in it, it will be much easier for you to speak it. So that's pretty basic. And now the second tip is to actually talk. So for the second tip, if you're not confident talking to someone, just talk to yourself. I know this sounds crazy, right? Like talking to yourself. Well, me right now, I'm talking in front of a camera. If you want to do that, go ahead and do that. But you know what? I used to talk in front of a mirror every day. When I was like practicing English. It was just me imagining myself talking to someone, but it was me talking to myself in front of a mirror. I know it looks crazy, right? But it worked. It really helped me a lot. Try to do that, and I'm still doing it until now. It doesn't have to be, too complicated and stuff like that, but it helps you to understand what you're talking and helps you to listen how you talk. If you only talk in your head, it will be a different story, because you never know how well you speak it and how it's gonna turn out and whether you can understand it or not. So yeah, speak in front of the mirror. So the next tip is to actually talk to someone, a living person. Try to get your friends, your lecturers, your teacher, or whoever that are able to speak English, and just try to make a conversation with them. It doesn't have to be complicated as well, just as long as you have the courage to speak it and that person is able to understand what you're talking about. That's good enough. And from there, practice, 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 and do that, repeat. So I'm pretty sure you can find someone that are able to speak with you, but if you really can't, just try the second tip. It really worked. It really helps. At least you talk to yourself. Seriously, I'm not joking. Tips number 4 is to record your speaking. You can do what I did, which is like, talking and then record it like this. I was born in the and I'm 19, I was born in this and I grew up in Indonesia and I'm turning 18 and I'm turning 19 this year. And yeah, just try to speak, record yourself and listen to it again, and when you listen, you'll be able to see like, oh, this is not the right way how to use it, or this sounds weird, or I have too much pause or something like that. You can really listen back on what you said earlier. Now we move on to the next step. Once you're like prepared enough, you feel like you get better in talking. I know this takes a lot. This takes time. It can be weeks, months, or even years for some people. Now let's really move on to the IELTS itself. My tip is just to pretend as if the examiner is your friend. It will be so much more comfortable talking to your friend rather than talking to your examiner, right? Teacher, whoever you don't know, a stranger. Just imagine that you're talking to a friend and then be at ease, be comfortable, and just try to speak as how you speak to your friends. That's why I told you to speak to others before you do the exam, obviously. And what I did was to make a good first impression as well. And what I did was making a good first impression as well. Like, you meet up with a person, you shake their hand or you smile, and yeah, you just don't be too nervous. Like, it's okay to be nervous, but smile it away. You can do like, hi, or like, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And the next tip is also to maintain eye contact, because you feel comfortable, you feel like she or he is a friend. So just try to make eye contact, be comfortable. Just imagine you are talking to someone and that someone doesn't want to look at your eyes, at your face, and they look somewhere else, like this for example. My name is Sally, I am 18, I was born in Jakarta, Indonesia. I am... See, it doesn't make sense, right? People don't look at you in the eyes like, why are you speaking like this? So try to maintain eye contact. And the last tip that I want to give is to shape your accent. I don't think that accent is actually important, but some accents are, harder to understand. So if you can shape your accent to be more American or more British or just more understandable in general, that will be good, yeah. But anyways, don't think too much about the accent. Once you feel comfortable talking, once you feel like you don't have to think so much once you're talking, and you don't translate in your head and stuff like that, you'll be good. So accent is not number 1. So if you can't really change your accent, it's okay. So prepare yourself. Good luck for the IELTS test, and I wish you all the best, okay? Don't be nervous and just do your best. I'm pretty sure you can do it. So I hope this video helps you in some ways. I hope that some tips and tricks that I gave earlier can be used. So if you like this kind of video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and also share it if you think this is helpful to you and informative enough for you, And go subscribe if you haven't, okay? Thank you guys so much for watching. Your time is so precious. Best of luck, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye. There are a lot